Hello students, today we will discuss from Science chapter 4, that is materials, metals and non-metals. In this chapter, normally the physical properties and the chemical properties we are going to discuss that what is the physical properties of different metals and how do they react with the nature. Not only that, based on the chemical sides, it means chemically how does it works and what is its main properties we are going to discuss through this chapter. Okay, so without wasting time, let's start. Plus, we know from the earlier classes that metals are such type of substances, those which have the mass and that can take a little space or its own space to stay on any one place. Okay, so those substances mainly called the matters. So based on the matters, if we go for its properties, so first of all, we read that matters have the lustrousness into itself, because it means that it has a brightness or the glaziness on the upper side on the upper surface of any type of metal, just like the aluminium, just like iron metals, just like steel. Okay, so all those metals have the outer glaziness or the lustrousness of itself. And not only that, but also metals are of very much stronger than any other thing, right, on any other substances. But if we go for the liquid metal, that is the other thing, that is the mercury that is present in thermometer. Okay, hence this or later of this we will go for its few of the physical properties of the metals and non-metals. What are non-metals? Non-metals means the substances those which have not the metallic substance or metallic properties into itself, which, suppose if you want to make the similarity or make the sequence between the a part of coal and a iron rod. If you take all these two things, so you will observe that those properties are not same or not equal to each other, right? Whereas the coal has normal property and it is not so solid, it can be break it down very easily, and it has not any kinds of property those which are make the same or similarity with the iron rod, because here the iron rod is very much stronger and very much stable than the coal. Okay, not only that, but also coal is used as a fuel, but the iron rod doesn't use it as a fuel. Got it? Using the iron rod, we can make different type of vessels or the weapons, but using the coal we cannot make, because coal break it down very easily and its molecules are not so much packed up just like the solid items, just like iron. Okay, so these are the common properties what we have earlier discussed, but here with few new properties we will discuss. Okay, so let's go for first one, that is called the malleability. Malleability of the property is the main property of, or you can say the ultimate property for a metal that can be seen in metal but not in the non-metals. That is that the property of metal by which it can be beaten, the metallic substances can be beaten using the hammer, and a thin plain sheet can be made. Suppose you will observe that the iron smith, when they used to make different weapons or different type of vessels using the iron. So first of all, what does they do? They take the iron ore or iron substances from anywhere, then they just use it or given in the fuel, and when or it burn, it makes a red in color. Then using the hammer, they just make it a thin sheet, and after that they make different type of weapons with it, right? It means that the metallic substances has such type of property to beat onto itself and make a thin sheet. So such type of property is called the malleability. Okay, so malleability is the ultimate property that can be seen only in metal but not in non-metal. If you take a part of coal and if you burn it, and after burning if you beat on it using the hammer, so what will it be? All the parts of the coal will be scattered everywhere. Got it? By taking different size of it. So this is only happen in the metal. Next we will go for the next property, that is called the ductility. What is ductility? Ductility also a part of a malleability, we can say. Here different metallic substances, just like nichrome, just like copper, we know that such type of metals are the good conductors. It means they used to pass the electricity in a very good way, okay, and fluently. Frequently it has the it has its own property, so that it can pass the electricity very fast. So for these kinds of metals, using the machine, all those metals are made as a thin wire. Okay, if you observe the wear, you will observe that lots of thin thread like metallic substances are passing from one pole to another pole, and it is connected through the circuits, and these are helping in moving or circulating the electricity through it. Okay, it means all those thin wear are made from copper, nichrome, and other metallic substances, those which are the good conductors of the electricity. So such type of property is known as the ductility. Okay, ductility means from metal to make a thin wear. Okay, and all those wares are used for electricity or electric purpose. Got it? So here we have already observed, or we have already heard about the good conductor. So good conductor and bad conductor, we almost know that from the metal, most of the metals are there, those which are the good conductor, whereas the non-metal, if you say for graphite, if you say for coal, these are poor conductor, these are very poor conductor. Okay, so in this way ductility also has completed. Now we will read about the another part, that is known as the sonority or the sonorous. Which objects are called the sonorous objects? Okay, suppose you have taken an iron rod, okay, or you have taken any metallic rod or any metallic vessels. Okay, now using the another thing, you just make a heat on it. Now whenever you will heat from on one pole to that vessels or that rod, from the another pole you will heard that, or you will listen to that sound that you have made a beat on it. It means the metals have the ability to produce a sound when anything beat on it. Okay, suppose you have taken a dish, a plate, and one spoon. Now using the spoon, whenever you will beat on the plate, that very times it will make a sound, right? So it means it has the sonority, or it has the power, it has the ability to produce a sound into itself, right? So this is called the sonority, and such objects are known as the sonorous objects. Sonorous object means the objects those which have the ability to produce the sound. Okay, so this is the sonorous objects, and the property is known as the sonority. Okay, so these three properties are the ultimate three properties what we have already read from here. So what is metal? Through definition we can say the substances those which are hard, number one, number two lustrous, number three good conductors, number four malleable, number five ductile, and sonorous. Okay, these frequent properties you have to mention are known as metals. Okay, at last you have to write are known as metals. And non-metals means the substances those which have no property as same as the metals are known as the non-metals. So it means that metals and non-metals, they have a huge difference. Okay, from every property you will observe the difference between themselves. Good. So these are the physical properties of the metals and non-metals. Now go for the chemical properties. Chemical properties of metals and non-metals, whenever we are saying, we must have to go inside the laboratory. Okay, here we will make the reaction with the metals of different outside objects, outside materials, you can say. Okay, reactants, you can say. So first reactant will obviously the metals and the non-metals, and the second reactants will be the different materials, those which will react on that very metals or non-metals. Either it will react or it will not react. Okay, so first of all we will go for the reaction with oxygen. Okay, let us go for the reaction process with the iron. What is the chemical formula of iron? That is Fe. Okay, Fe, ferric or ferrous. In this way we can take. So Fe plus, when it is reacting with oxygen in the air, okay, it means O2. So when Fe and O2 are reacting together, it's a very slow motive reaction. It means it doesn't take very, or the reaction process doesn't go for a very short way. It takes a long time to react on the surface or the outer surface of the iron particles. Okay, when it will react, finally it will come as Fe2O3. What is that? That is the ferric oxide, and this ferric oxide is known as the rust of iron. Okay, rust of iron. You will also in your house also where there is a grill used made by iron rods. Okay, and it is not painted. Okay, you will also that after few days all those iron grills have already take a cover of a brownish color. Okay, such type of brownish color covering means the rust has happened or rust occurred on the outer surface of the iron rods. Okay, it means from the air the water and the moisture, we know that in air the moisture or the vapor, the water vapor is present. Okay, when those water vapor and oxygen are react together with the iron, it will obviously make Fe2O3, that is the ferric oxide. Got it? So in this way oxygen make the reaction. Now if we go for the non-reactive part, suppose the non-metals, suppose if you take oxygen and if you take what, if we take just coal, okay, coal plus oxygen, nothing will happen. Here is the coal is CaO and oxygen, CaO, calcium oxide plus oxygen, does it will not be affected because oxygen molecules is already present in the carbon. Okay, CaO, carbon monoxide, it means oxygen already it is present. Got it? Next we will go for the reaction with water. Reaction with water. Okay, here also with water is very essential for few of the flammable objects, flammable metals. That is the number one, that is the sodium. Sodium reacts with water, reacts with moisture very fast, and it explodes itself. So that's why sodium is always kept in the kerosene oil so that it could remain same in a proper way, because it is stable in its own properties in the kerosene oil, but whenever it will take it out for a few seconds it will stay, and after that it will burst it out by itself because it has only taken the moisture from the air. And if we normally take it inside the water, so it will just take a very single second to burst out itself. So it means that it is explosive in water, it reacts with the water with high temperature. Got it? And if you go for the non-metallic substances, just like the CaO that I have already told, okay, calcium monoxide, this if you just react with the water, it means H2O, so CaO plus H2O, it will make as, or it will form as a CaOH whole 2 plus CO2 gas. So it means the CaOH whole 2 or calcium hydroxide gas, it will a solution it will produce, that is most of the time it looks like a milk. Okay, and now we'll read about the reactions with acids. Different acids are present in the lab, just like HCl, H2SO4. So all those acids are, whenever they react with different metals and non-metals, different type of reactants or different type of products are comes out, that we will do in the laboratory. And reaction with bases also, different bases are present in lab, and whenever we will practice the reaction process with the metals and non-metals, somewhere we will observe the pop like sounds. These pop sounds observes all the time, that is the hydrogen gas. Okay, hydrogen gas comes out as a pop sound whenever metals are react with the bases. Got it? Next it is there, that is the displacement reaction. And displacement reaction means the properties, the half of the properties of a metal is interchanged and go for the another property and add with it. Suppose if you take CuSO4 plus Zn, it means copper sulfate plus zinc. Okay, the zinc dust, if you add with the copper sulfate solution, so what it will be, it will come as ZnSO4 and a green color, green patchy color inside the solution of the copper. Okay, so it means copper sulfates, the sulfate goes to zinc and add with it, it makes a ZnSO4 solution, and copper makes its own residue under the solution, okay, as a green color patch. So it is the displacement reaction. Displacement reaction means the part of one material or one reactant, when it detach with that and add with the another product or another reactant and make the new product, that is a displacement. It displaces its place, means it change its place. That is the displacement reaction. Okay, next we will use the uses of metals and non-metals. You obviously know about it, and from here in the book few of the points are given, and except these points also you can add more points here as you wish. So hope you have understand in a better way. And the reaction with the acid and bases, we will just practice it in the laboratory to make it more understanding. Okay, thank you, bye.